If you're thinking about moving your business to Dubai, then this video is going to be a detailed guide where I will explain everything you need to know about running your business. From starting your company to understanding taxes and what really happens when you run a business in Dubai. This video is not about selling you the Dubai dream, but it's about showing you how to succeed in the Dubai's business system. In this video, we will talk about how to set up your company properly, how taxes works in 2025, and why banking is very important, and how to avoid the most common mistakes that many people make when they're starting a new business in Dubai. Before we start, my name is 𝐵 and I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs move to Dubai and eliminate their taxes legally. And if you want my help in doing the same, you can book a one-on-one call with me at setupbureau.com/call. So the first step is actually setting up your company. In Dubai, everything starts with choosing the right structure. There are two main choices. One, you can open a free zone company, or you can open a mainland company. Which one is the right for you depends on what you do and who your customers are. If your business is international, for example, if you run a digital agency or a software company or an online store that sells to other countries, then a free zone company is usually the best choice. A free zone company is made for businesses that do not need to sell inside the UAE. It offers fast setup, less paperwork, and gives you access to the UAE residency visas. But if you plan to do business inside Dubai, for example, selling products or services to customers in Dubai, you will need a mainland company. A mainland company lets you operate fully in the local market. You can sell to other businesses or to the public inside UAE. However, mainland setups are more regulated and usually cost more as well. Well, important to note that many people choose the wrong company type because they listen to the wrong advice. Some agents tell you to choose a free zone because it's cheaper or faster. But if you pick the wrong type, you could face big problems later. For example, with banking, taxation, or even immigration. This brings us to another important point. The business setup industry in Dubai is not well regulated. There are many agents who advertise very low prices for setting up a company. Some says they can set up a company for you for just $1,000 or 3,000 dirhams. This sounds like a good deal, but in reality, the government fee alone can cost more than that. So when you see these very low offers and advertisements, they're often not complete. There may be hidden fee, most importantly, like services may be missing, or they may set you up in a free zone that no serious bank wants to work with. And if you think that you can just fix your setup later, it's not that simple. Your company's license is connected to your taxes, your banking, and your immigration status as well. Changing your setup later can be expensive and time consuming. That is why we always recommend working with real experts who understand your business and your long-term goals. Now, let's talk about banking. Because without a bank account, you cannot really run a business. Banking is one of the most misunderstood steps when setting up a business in Dubai. If you cannot open a bank account, your business cannot operate. It's that simple. For most online entrepreneurs, the easiest option is a digital bank like 𝐤𝐤 Business. 𝐤𝐤 is government-supported digital bank made for startups, freelancers, and small businesses. To open an account with 𝐤𝐤, you usually just need your company license and your Emirates ID. The whole process is fast, digital, and you do not need a physical office space. But not every business can use a digital bank. If you deal with physical products, have employees, or work in a regulated industry like finance, education, or healthcare, then you will probably need a traditional bank. A traditional bank in the UAE have stricter rules. They want to see substance in your business. That means you have a real office, you have local activities, you have a business model that makes sense. And if you cannot show this, your bank account could be delayed for months or even get rejected. Even if your business is fully legitimate, using the wrong free zone or listing risky activities on your license can cause your banks to refuse you. We have seen clients come to us after setting up with a cheap agent only to realize that no banks want to work with them. They have to close their company and start over, wasting a lot of time and money. So remember that setting up your company is not just paperwork. You are building a structure that banks, the government, and the tax authorities respect. Now let's talk about taxes. Until recently, Dubai had no corporate tax, but starting in 2024, the UAE introduced a 9% corporate tax on business profits. But before you worry, let me explain. If your total business revenue is under 3 million dirhams per year, you qualify for a small business relief. That means that you pay 0% corporate tax. This is not a loophole, it's part of the official law. It's made to help startups and small companies. So if your revenue goes over 3 million dirhams, then yes, a 9% corporate tax will apply, but only on the profits, not your full revenue. Also, the first 375,000 dirhams of your profits is taxed at 0%. You only pay 9% on the profits above that amount. There is another benefit that you can pay yourself a salary from the company, and that salary is not taxed. The UAE has no personal income tax, so the salary that you pay yourself is completely tax-free as long as it's reasonable. And if you ask that what is a reasonable salary, well, Dubai has something called the arm's length principle. This means that your salary should be similar to what you would pay someone else to do the same job. If you are a marketing consultant, a similar job pays around 25,000 dirhams per month, then that is considered reasonable. If you do pay yourself something extremely high, the extra amount may be treated as profits and taxed. Here is an important detail. Even if you do not owe any corporate tax, you must register your company with the UAE's Federal Tax Authority. This is true for both free zone and mainland companies. There is still a myth that free zone companies are automatically tax exempt. This is not true for most businesses. Only certain free zones offer tax exemptions, and the rules are very strict. For regular businesses like service companies or startups, the normal corporate tax rate of 9% will apply. You must register your company using Imara Tax, which is the UAE's official tax platform, within 90 days of issuing your company license. And you must file your annual tax returns even if you have zero tax to pay. If you do not register or do not file on time, you can get fines starting at 10,000 dirhams just for late registration. Now let's talk about VAT or value added tax. In Dubai, VAT is 5% on most goods and services. If your taxable revenue goes over 375,000 dirhams in any 12-month period, you must register for VAT. Even if all your customers are outside of the UAE and your services are zero rated, you still must register if you cross the limit. Once registered, you need to file your VAT returns every 3 months. Not filing on time brings penalties too. Now, there is a clause on exemption from VAT registration and filing in case all your income is from outside of the UAE. In this case, you need to ask your tax lawyer to build your case and present to the tax authority, who can then declare you exempt from the VAT registration and filing if they find reasonable justification of doing so. Now, let's talk about managing your foreign companies from Dubai. Many expats who move to Dubai but continues to run their businesses registered in other countries such as USA, UK, or Singapore. Something that because the company is not registered in Dubai, it's not subject to UAE taxes, but that's not true. The UAE follows something called Effective Management and Control Rule. If you live in Dubai and manage your foreign company from here, your company can be treated as a UAE tax resident. This means that you might need to file and pay corporate tax in Dubai even if your company is legally based somewhere else. If you are the only director, decision maker, and owner and you live in Dubai, then your company is considered to be managed from the UAE. Well, this is not a problem if you know the rules and you file taxes properly. But if you ignore it, you could face tax problems later. The opposite situation is also important. Some people set up companies in Dubai but continue living in high-tax countries such as UK, Canada, or Australia. They hope to avoid taxes at home, but it almost never works. Your home country taxes you based on your residency and where you manage your business. If you live and work in your home country, your government can tax your Dubai company as well. Dubai's tax system works the best when you live here and run a business from here most part of your year. Next, let's talk about taking money out of your business. You can pay yourself in two ways. One is salary and the other is profit distribution or dividend. Both are tax-free at the personal level. However, for company taxes, only a reasonable salary is deductible. If you pay yourself more than a fair salary, the extra is treated as profit and may be taxed at 9%. Most business owners take a reasonable monthly salary and transfer profits separately. It's important to document everything properly. Now, let's talk about the annual running costs of the company. Setting up a company in Dubai is not free. It is also not the cheapest in the world, but it is very reasonable if your business makes good income. A standard free zone license usually costs between 12,000 to 20,000 dirhams per year. Some free zone offers 2-year packages with discounts. Some also include visa quotas and co-working space. In addition to the license, you will also need to pay for visa renewals, medical costs, Emirates ID, business address services, and if you hire employees, you will also need to pay for their visas, health insurance, and any other benefits. For a small one-person business, you should budget around 15,000 to 25,000 dirhams per year. Of course, if you grow your company with offices and staff, the cost will be higher. Let's talk briefly about hiring. Dubai makes it relatively easy to hire skilled workers. There are many talented people here, especially in tech, design, marketing, and customer service. If your license allows it, you can sponsor employees and bring them to Dubai as well. Each employee needs their own visa, Emirates ID, and health insurance. Salaries vary by industry, but many jobs pay between 6,000 to 20,000 dirhams per month. Some businesses start by hiring remote freelancers instead of full time employees, and this is also a good option in early stages. But plan carefully before you hire. Dubai is one of the best places in the world to run the business. It's efficient, safe, and tax friendly, but you must set up properly to start from. Choose the right company structure, work with experienced professionals, register for taxes the right way, and avoid shortcuts that can cause big problems later on. And if you want my help in setting up the business, residency, and banking in Dubai, you can book a one-on-one call with me at setuphero.com/call to get a customized strategy for your case. Well, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.